So my rep over at Monkey Knife Fight promised me that if we hit one of our goals last year, he would buy my ass a scooter. Like a big scooter, an electric, motorized scooter I can skirt around the city with. So unless this is a fucking bazooka, shout out to Zach over at Monkey Knife Fight, a real one.
Niggas in the whip might have to lap up, we strapped up, little bitch. And my niggas at the front door. Michael Jackson jacket all red, and my nuts slow. Jody F.O., not the nigga to be friendin' on. Give a motherfucker when niggas on, who you stuntin' on. 45-minute drive to the Bay.
Can I bring this into places though? Last time I had a bike, I left it outside. I stayed at my friend's apartment. I woke up the next day and it was fucking stolen. I put a lock on it and everything. Someone must have took a goddamn chainsaw. Where are the pedals? You gonna do pedals? This is a whole ass bike. This is nuts. Do I charge this? Do I gotta fill it up with gas? You just bought me a fucking car. I'm so confused. Ah, here you go. Oh, let's go. Ooh, it's fucking charged up. Oh. So it's Friday, April 9th. My lease for the HQ here is up in exactly 3 weeks from today. At the end of April, my lease is up. I need to know where I'm living May 1st. I do not know yet. The reason being is one, I don't want to continue living in Hell's Kitchen. The area is fine. I don't love it. For what I'm paying, I can get a pretty cool place downtown. The other thing to note is that I was trying to move in with a friend of mine, TJ. TJ lives in Nashville. He was out in California, but he was looking to move back into the city. He moved out of the city right before COVID hit. And I'm thinking, okay, one, it'd be cool to live with a person again. To be honest with you, I kind of miss the camaraderie, friendship, just being around people because I work from home and I work by myself pretty much all the time. It's like, cool. Also, getting a second bedroom opens up the budget a lot, right? Because you can kind of like double the budget, get a much nicer place, and all it's doing is adding a little bit of a bedroom into a much nicer apartment. So it makes my rent come down, but it makes the place a lot nicer. Obviously, you're sharing it with someone, so it makes it a little bit different, etc., whatever. And he was very torn on whether or not he was going to come back to New York, or to California, stay in Nashville, whatever. So that made it difficult for me because I was like, oh, do I need to look at 1 bedrooms? Do I need to look at 2 bedrooms? So I was looking at a shitload of different places. I thought he was going to end up moving here, so I looked at a lot of 2 bedrooms. We found a lot of cool places, and then he was like, kind of dropped out last minute. He was like, nah, dude, like Cali just is what I need, where I need to be right now. It's what's calling my name, whatever. And then he hits me up and he's like, yo, I'm flying out to New York. I'm gonna crash on your couch this weekend or whatever. So he actually landed last night. He's in the shower right now. So he's here, and I'm going to convince him. I'm gonna get this on a fucking lease by the end of this weekend. It's Friday right now. We're going to look at an apartment today. Is he still like open to it? Kinda. I could tell that there's a little bit of an opening there. So my plan this weekend is to have a good ass time, remind him of why it's so fun to live in New York City, and convince him to sign a 2-bedroom lease. He came in here thinking that he was gonna be living in California for the next year. He's gonna leave here with a fucking lease, moving into May 1st. So we got a busy ass day ahead. It is Friday, it's 12:30. I'm getting on a call with Truff, the hot sauce company. If any of y'all know Truff, our very own Mike at Mike Me Up is actually the director of finance over at Truff, and he's got us hooked up with a little sponsorship opportunity. So I'm getting on the call with someone in their marketing department at 1 o'clock. Then we got a big partnership with Underdog. I haven't really announced this yet, but we signed with them for the 2021 season. So we're getting on a call with them right after, and then right after that, me and Steve are filming Why Yellin'. Right after that, we're all heading right downtown to look at the 2-bedroom apartment. Right after that, we got reservations at the fucking Pineapple Club, so we got a busy, crazy day ahead. So I will take y'all along. By the end of this fucking vlog, I'm gonna have a roommate, and we're gonna be signed up and checked out on a lease.
May come up without you wanting them to. They may come up.
Pineapple Club.
It's almost like, yo.
We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him, boys. He doesn't even know I started a vlog with intention behind it. It's fucking finished.
Coordinated response. When it's supposed to go on. We
I don't know who they are, but we met them at the last bar. And now we're here, we're best friends. He's about to make a speech. Over there too.
Hey, what do you want out of life?
Make a speech.
You tell me right now what you want out of life. If you can figure that out, if you can figure out what it is that you want.
What do you want, TJ?
I have no idea. All I know is that I want people.
Slow down.
I want people. I'll sit down.
I said slow down, baby. Let your mind work for you. You're like lasagna right now. We need to make you into pasta.
I don't trust the mind. The truth is that when you trust your gut, you trust the thing that really makes you feel alive. That's when life comes to you. It's not about fighting as much as it's about flowing. It's about figuring out what it is that you want, putting that in your mind, and realizing that you are the universe experiencing itself. So, like, if you want something, the universe wants to help you do that. So all you have to do is show up every single day and do the thing that the person you want to be actually does. And fucking work. For sure, it's work, but it's about showing up as the person you want to be. So, like, imagine that person you're gonna be in 10 years, and imagine that person, and then show up as that person every single day, right now, and I promise you, there's everything in my being, I promise you, that your life will manifest, will unfold in front of your eyes faster than you can even imagine. Literally faster than you can imagine. Things that you think take 10 years, take 2 years, and like literally it's just focusing your mind, focusing your energy, and actually fucking putting in the work. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna drink another shot. I can't do it.
Just do it. Use the hamstrings.
What am I doing? What am I actually doing?
I don't know. Our friends ran away from us.
You know what happens when you're acting like a fucking fool?
Hey, friends! I don't even know any of their names. I only know Kyle.
Okay, so there's
It's felt the same. I've been all year. I've been here. Built for this shit. Easy on that, man. Give it 2 days. The ink's gonna be on the paper, baby. Oh, my fucking
This one? Is this a vlog?
Might be. It might be.
That was like one of the best things I've ever done.
What is this?
Okay, so she's from the Met. She's from the Met. Don't touch her.
Did you steal her?
You can
I was wondering about
you can't
that.
steal her.
Did you
I mean,
pay
she
for
looks
her?
Like she's no. Am I gonna sign an NDA?
No, you're getting thrown on. You're not getting paid. You're not getting nothing from it.
Oh, so you can't publish this?
You're
You
just,
don't have
oh,
my
I can.
consent?
Yeah. You're just gonna. I'm just gonna make a lot of money from
Oh,
it.
so like you don't have my consent?
That's fine. There are ways.
To be honest, I was just talking about how like if everybody in life, yikes, bonk, if everybody in life goes left, you should go right, and
You paid the public.
that would be a thing that I could do.
Can't get it anywhere else.
Nowhere else. It's just New York. It's literally just New York.
He's staying. He's staying.
Are you ready? I'm gonna moisturize your face. People pay hundreds for this treatment. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
More my thing.
Okay, you ready? Okay, I'm gonna hit you. And now here's the. What was the?
God, you're crazy.
Is this the baby? Is this the baby Jesus?
Can I
feel like my
moisturize
skin's a little.
myself?
Yeah, this is actually quite.
Do you think they refilled this bottle of water recently?
I'm not so sure.
I think I'm highly allergic to sheep.
Yeah, I actually think sheep and I get along well.
Kyle, have you ever masturbated to the Bible?
Needless to say, we were pretty hungover on Saturday. Massive understatement. Great night though, Friday. Sometimes you just need those nights to rejuvenate yourself. Sunday right now. Yesterday we chilled here, watched Entourage like all day. Went to Washington Square Park, meet up with some friends. Some bars downtown called Groove. It's like this live music bar. Came back here, had a chill night, put on Goodfellas, and basically everyone just like passed the fuck out. So now Sunday, me and TJ just got a really good workout in. He's in the shower. I think we got him. I think we fucking hooked him in. There's too much energy. There's so much good shit going on here. New York fucking bike. So I told y'all, we came, we saw, we conquered. TJ flew in. By the end of the weekend, I have this boy signing a fucking lease. We locked him in, told the government, don't let him get on a plane until he's inked. It's, was it Monday?
Monday.
It's Monday. We officially, well, I guess we didn't sign the lease yet, but like
We secured the spot.
we secured the spot, we put in the deposit, first month's rent, all that bullshit. And we're in it, baby.
We're in it.
Bleecker Street, here we come. And now we're going to get some dollar slices.
Nothing better, baby.
Best cheese slice in all of New York City right here.
We'll see.
Hello, Poppy. Let me get a plain slice and a buffalo chicken. That is how you end a weekend right there. Some shitty 99-cent near. Look at the chicken on that shit. Looks like it's made out of cardboard.
It's gonna be delicious.
Yeah, probably. Mine tastes like cafeteria pizza, but
It does. It reminds me of elementary school.
I'm just like fucked up. Like in New York City, we should not have pizza like that, but desperate times. Skirt. Woo! All right, y'all. Bleecker Street, here we motherfucking come.
You hear me?
Yo,
How's business?
good for once. Finally, we're on the come up, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but we did. Heard back from my accountant. Said the 20K should be incoming. So for 2021, I really, to be honest with you, haven't put much like logistical thought into this. I figure we can kind of just get on this call and figure it out what we want to do. Because obviously we have, you know, between yourself and Ike, Sexy Pats, Tony, spent like this entire weekend almost with Tony. It was hilarious.
What's his story? Is he like younger guy? Does he have a job in the city or?
So he's 22. He got his real estate license in California, which is where he's from. Moved over to New York about 3 weeks ago. His brother has lived here for like the last 8 years. So he has some people here. He doesn't really have a game plan right now other than like helping us out, to be honest with you. He's going to be helping us out a lot. I'm going to get him a camera so that he could just fucking film at all times and hang out and do whatever. So we got a good one in Tony for sure. What I'm thinking is, okay, so I could just kind of transfer the 20K over to you and then you can manage the team and like see fit in terms of what you want to take out of that and then what you think they should take and what they deserve. And I don't know if that's just like completely reckless. I need to put a little bit more thought into it.
Well, I wanted to talk it through with you. And I guess, so this is good. Money aside, see what the vision is. If we're just saying, so, okay, 20K for the year, see what the vision is for the year for like what your, I don't want to say goals, but I know you always think long-term, that like what it could go towards doing for the brand. You know what I mean? If like, absolutely, I agree. There's Ike, there's Pats, there's Tony. A couple questions is like, do you want to be completely out of editing and just kind of understanding together, like being on the same page about how we best use that money?
Yeah, I would. I'm not opposed. Like, if I do vlogs, I'll do my own vlogs. Obviously, every once in a while, if I'm like, fuck, I have to get a video out by tomorrow morning, and it's already like 7 p.m. at night, and I haven't filmed yet. I'm not gonna be like, yo, you guys got to be on call and shit. Like, push comes to shove, like I could do some of my own fantasy videos. Obviously, ideally, yeah, I would like to, because I'm gonna start ramping up after the NFL draft to the point where I'm probably putting out like 3, maybe 4 individual videos a week, fantasy related. I don't want to be doing all those, of course, or any of them if possible. So yeah, I mean, realistically, listen, I as long as we have a couple people that I trust to do my fantasy videos, which I'm fine kind of outsourcing those to them for the whole part of it. I, of course, want to keep the focus on, not the focus, but like if we're prioritizing, my channel and my shit comes first for video editing.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of scatter it out as we see fit, if it's like, I feel like I kind of leave that to you in terms of like pushing money. If it's like, oh, I know you did a lot, but like, can you take this as well? Here's like $50 for taking the edit or some shit like that. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we want to prioritize the things that of course are going to continue to move what we're doing forward the most. And if you want to, what are your thoughts on what you want to edit? Do you want to even continue editing at all?
Yeah, that was a question that I had for you too. And so I'll kind of tell you where I'm at, and I want to see how it basically just talk is like, I understand it's a business, but also just like talk as friends and kind of see how it helps you.
Sure.
Because like with the 20 grand, for example, what I was thinking about is like me really taking a step back because, the short, like long term, I'm all bought in on the vision of BDGE and what you're doing. But short term, in terms of 20 grand, if we want to divide this up between those guys, like for editing, that would be the only thing where I really want to value my time. Like when I like, and you made the point, I was spending 10 hours on, say, Fade the Public, and you're like, are you really getting the return of me spending 10 hours of my time? But also, if I'm going to do it, that's the one thing where I don't want to be like cheap, you know?
Yeah.
But if I'm not, and you think we can do it with the team that we have, I'm totally happy to like literally divide that up and be like 5 grand, 5 grand, like 5 to all of us, and me help manage them, or me take even less. Because again, like the difference of that 20 getting chopped up and me saying, okay, I'm making 3,000 versus me making 6 is not going to change my life in the short term. But I feel like me taking 10 of that 20 changes a lot if we're trying to divide it up between these other 3 guys and like grow this team. So I'd almost rather take less and hand off the editing and help you build, because I think it'll, one, make them feel better to be getting like a bigger slice. That's a thought I had. And also, like you're saying, like, is there really the return of me spending 10 hours on a Fade the Public? But this is our first time talking it through. So that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally open to that as well. Like you kind of pushing out some of the actual editing projects and stuff. And, you know, I just didn't want to be like, you know, you're going to make less money this year than you did last year and the year before that or whatever. But if it's because you're, you know, doing way less work weekly and it makes it easy for you to push us forward as a brand, that's cool. I know you know, you haven't been in this for the money. The money I'm giving you, regardless of whether it was last year or the year before, is not like life-changing money, like you said. I'm down with that as well. And like, you can just do like social cut-ups as things come up that you see are like funny or cool, or that you want to work on, you know, whatever your personal preference on that stuff is.
Well, that's what I was going to suggest, actually. Yeah. I mean, that's a great point, is like, even if we divided it up in fourths, the thing I could focus on then, or maybe you call some out like, hey, I think this would be real. I'm still watching all the content, even if I'm not editing it. So like that, like if I'm 10, and that's the hard thing, if I'm 10 hours into a Fade the Public, I can't really do like a 2-hour quick fun social cut. But if I'm just watching it and calling stuff out, then I can do a couple of those a week that I just give to you, or we push it out on the BDGE, but also can go to like Instagram, help the guys with seeing like, I mean, I know they're all great, but like, you know, they could definitely use development and editing. So I could be like, look, this is the type of moments we want to like grab every time.
Yeah. The only thing we'd have to iron out is editing Fade the Public, because that's the most time intensive piece of content that we do.
Well, and that's where I was going to ask you. So like, again, saying I'm completely fine. Like I'm not, like I would leave it to you. I don't even know we have to decide right now, but I would leave it to you to figure out what you think on the call. Like the 20K, because you know Tony now. So like, I mean, still,
I don't want to give Fade the Public to Tony or Sexy Pets. Like the what I'm thinking, or some way we have to figure out like a creative outcome for this. The only people I think I trust right now with editing Fade the Public that I know will do a good job and can do it over the long span of the actual fucking full episode, and also knows like the story of us, so can put together background things. Obviously, you and Ike, right? You one of you two are like the guys for this job. Yeah. Ike already does a lot of free work, like for Animal. So like that's a discussion that we'll probably have to have with both Ike and Animal. And I already know like Ike doing all of this work for free is, I don't want to say it's like a burden to him, but he has a lot on his plate doing this stuff. And when I go back to what pushes the business forward is Fade the Public for their side of things, it's the Fade the Public episode. So it's like, we might have to figure out a way for Ike to be able to handle the Fade the Public episode while also still taking on whatever Animal wants to give him. And if maybe the, you know, whatever money we give to Ike is like sufficient enough for him to be like, yeah, okay, this is good for me. We also think of it from an angle of like, listen, if I told Sexy Pats and Sony that they're going to edit for the next year, whatever the fuck I give to them, and they're not going to be paid a penny, they'd be like, cool, I'm happy doing that. Right. So that's also a thing that I'm going to be putting on your plate to like manage the personalities and the different like demographic of the people editing for us. So I think that's one outcome, is to split a little bit of the income, probably more towards Ike over the other two, because one needs it more. One is probably working a little bit more and doing more time intensive shit for us.
If we're saying 10K or 20K is the budget for the year, what if 10K is Ike then, just with the same, because same thing, I honestly, I probably would ask, I think that's what I made last year, was like 12 grand, but I was just doing Fade the Public. You're going to have Ike doing more stuff. So what if Ike is 10K? Well, maybe they don't even need that much. You're saying they do it for 0, but I was going to reserve 5K, Ike and Tony, but to drip out for projects. you know, like over the course of the year, like if they're doing a great job in a month, I send them a few $100 or something, which over the course of the year, that's each of them making $2,500.
You mean Sexy Pats and Tony?
Or Sexy
Okay.
Pats and Tony would be 5 of that. And then 5 I would keep for the year. And that would include like, so you're getting me for $5,000, helping build, manage the team, and then doing social cuts when I can.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page in terms of like how we go about making sure that it's not too much for Ike or too much for one of the other ones in terms of like how money inflates that. Also that you're okay with taking the pay cut with obviously doing a little bit less work on Fade the Public. And you could also obviously when Fade the Public comes out, even if Ike edits it, like you see something that you're like, yo, this was awesome. Like let me make my own little like remix of it, even if it's like a 2-minute clip. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. Do you think, like, realistically, $20K is good in that range for everybody involved?
Well, I'm saying for me, because again, like in a long-term approach to it, like the $5,000 for the year where I'm not doing Fade the Public, because that's the truth. I was doing it. It was a 2-night edit for me after work, where I'd, you know, get between the download and the files and the upload and everything. You know, I'd start at like 7 p.m. and I'd go so it was like 2 nights away from the family where I'd stay up till like 1 a.m.
Yeah. So, I knew that. Trust me, I knew it was a lot on you. And that's why I like wanted to have this conversation, because it got to the point where like I've thought about this before. I'm like, listen, when I'm looking to make my first full-time hire, if I wanted to be an editor, we can't do Scott because of the amount of money that he makes right now. And it just doesn't make sense with our brand, but we can hire a young kid that will do it and work the hours and shit. So it might make more sense to give you less money, but you'll have less work. Give me a second. Yeah, it might just make more sense to alleviate all the things you have, which also opens up the budget for us, but you're obviously just as involved from like a high-end standpoint, and we can continue having conversations like this. So realistically, yeah, like I wanted just to wait on the money to come through to know that we were going to do this. And then from here, I do want to have calls with the team, you know, maybe the first of the month, each month, if not bi-weekly. Maybe we could do once a month, and then like you have a bi-weekly call with the editors, maybe like a bi-weekly call with me, a bi-weekly call with the editors, and we can divvy up the content that way. I just want to make sure this is like organized, you know?
For sure. And that's, I mean, it's on a more, well, like we're all friends, but I know it's a business too, but like that's exactly what I'm doing with the thing too. So I'm totally comfortable with that. The one thing I think for sure is like we should do a first call with you, with the editing team, where you kind of lay out the like, you know, so it's not just like you give me the money and then I have a call with them and I'm like, okay, we're going to figure this out. It's more like you're on the call saying like, look, this is what's happening. And this is just my suggestion. Yeah. And I'm empowering Scott to like.
Basically what I'm probably going to do after this call is call Ike and see if basically give him that offer. Be like, can you take Fade the Public for the year for 10K? Where it might get a little bit dicey is in the football season. He's doing Animals House, Fade the Public, Bagels and Locks.
I guess one question I would be, because, well, yeah, I got it. It's a lot. I mean, he's doing so much. Like, that's the thing from an editing standpoint. You've edited it, so you know how much that is. He's doing a lot.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not sure. I'm talking to you, so I need to know your honest like opinion on this stuff, you know? So I don't want to be like, this is all you're going to get, and we're forcing you to do these things, and, you know, like, if he's not honest with me up front, it's going to build up this fucking resentment over the year or whatever, you know?
How many other, because the thing is, I look at those other edits and those are good. And I've even said that to Animal. I'm like, I told Animal to do it as a live stream, to be honest. I was like, why are you guys putting all this work in the back end into something? Like, until it's at like 5,000 viewers or something, I just felt like it
you mean for Animals House?
For Animals House stuff, yeah.
Well, I think they need like the green screen to be moving. It's like a responsive thing during the show, you know? But no,
it's awesome.
This is a conversation this is a conversation that we're going to have probably with Animal and the editing team, is that like, I obviously value the content you're putting out, but we need to make sure that we have a totem pole of things that are the most important to us. So whether that's, you know, changing the schedule, whether that's telling people they need to work a little differently or work smarter, that works too. But like we all have to be practical and realistic about what the fuck we're building together, right? Like not everybody can have their cake and eat it too.
Right. So how many shows a week is he doing? He's doing, because we know like the guy's a phenomenal editor, so he's going to put just as much like of his time into Fade the Public, and obviously that's like core focus edit anyway. So then he's doing Bagels and Locks and one Animals House, or are they doing more than one a week?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly what Ike has. I want to say right now he just has Animals House. I think it's once a week.
I don't want Animal to kill me, but would Animal not learn to? Does he not want to learn to edit?
Bro, like these are the conversations I haven't had with him, but like, yes, this is what I'm saying. We need to work harder. We need to work smarter. Yeah. These are things that we need to figure out and have calls with. Okay. So Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to call Ike after this. I'm going to see what his thoughts are for that, because I'm not really sure exactly what he's doing work-wise right now outside of editing. If he's doing just freelance work, if he's doing, what fucking Uber Eats delivery or whatever. We got to figure out if he has time to do that stuff. What I think we might do. So I signed a lease this morning for a new apartment, and it's
which one did you go with?
It's down on Bleecker, so it's down in Greenwich Village. It's not the big ass studio on Canal Street. That one got taken over. It's more of like a living apartment. It's not as much. It's not like open. It is. It's got a big open studio, so we're gonna try to do like a little creative space, obviously in there. But it's not as open as this space. We'll have to figure out a way to do it. So what I told them is what we could do is do a bi-weekly show at the table. So like every, because it's further for them to come down and get to me. So we could do a bi-weekly show at the table, and then every other week we have, so it's like table next week is like some activity or some vlog that we do, and just like switch it on and off so it's easier for them on the commute, and we can figure out shit up front so we know what we're doing in the following week, whether it's, the combine for one activity, a Knicks game for the next activity. And I don't know if that's easier or more difficult for Ike, but maybe if we make those videos, I guess I'll talk to him and see how that can work.
Yeah, I mean so what would you, and then just to ask while we're on the call, what would you see weekly, Tony and Pat's, or Pat's is doing behind the business, but that's going to stop. Tony's doing best of, right?
Tony's got the best of. What Tony wants to do is do like stool scenes. Like he wants to do like a weekly vlog that basically follows me, and I'm still debating that because I'm like really like kind of uncomfortable doing that, to be honest. But he was with us for most of the weekend, and this weekend was fucking awesome. And I was thinking about it, like he kept saying it, and I was like, fuck, like had we videotaped the entire weekend, it would have been a fantastic vlog. So I think I want to kind of let him run with that. I think I'll probably give them one-off fantasy projects. So if I'm doing 3 individual fantasy projects a week, they will probably take 2, if not all 3 of those. And then during the season, I do a lot of live streams, so I don't really think we have to worry about editing any of my stuff, so they can help out on the other people's stuff. I'll have to figure out what everybody else wants edited. That's why we'll have to get on a call with the content team, the editing team, but like everybody also has to understand we're not a fucking $100 million media company where we can't just have full producers and editors editing every piece of content. But I will be selfish on this front and say like my shit comes first when it comes to this fucking brand. So if I need something edited, that's going to get done. If it's something I feel like I could take, obviously I'll take it. If other people need stuff, if they need help with stuff, these guys are more than happy to do it. So I think it's just a balance of getting a little bit of organization behind this and understanding, communicating weekly about what people's content is changing and what people's content needs editing for.
Yeah.
We're straight otherwise?
Yeah, as long as you you feel okay with that on my end.
I'm fine with it, yeah. Let me talk to Ike and see how he's feeling.
Okay.
All right, I'll get back to you.
All right, thanks, man.
Later, sir.
See you.
What's up?
You hear me? You good? Yeah. Cool. I just wanted to let you know that you're fired.
Oh, awesome.